Today we're going to take a closer look at Powerpal. What is it and is it worth getting? I'll also show you the install process for both the hardware as well as the phone app, and we'll take a look at all the app's functions and what it can do. Make yourself comfortable and let's get started. Powerpal is a smart meter energy monitoring system that comes with an associated free phone app. At the time of this video, Powerpal is free to all residents in Victoria, Australia, under a state government subsidy. But all states in Australia are able to purchase one online for the cost of around $129. Powerpal is currently doing a huge advertising blitz on Facebook for Victorian residents. I registered my interest with my address, email and phone details, and then it was just a matter of waiting until the installers are in your area. I think I waited only around 2 weeks or so to get a message confirming a date. Then I just had to reply, confirming whether I'd be available on that day and let them know my preferred time for the install. Once everything is confirmed, they ask you of two things: that you have your latest electricity bill at the ready, as well as the Powerpal app already pre-installed on your phone. Powerpal then sent me a confirmation message the day before the install date, as well as 10 minutes before the installer's arrival time. Top marks for keeping the customer informed. As I've mentioned before, you'll need to make sure to download the Powerpal app prior to the installer's arrival. It's pretty straightforward, and I'm sure most of you are very familiar with this, but let's take a quick look anyways. Just look for the Powerpal app in the Play Store or the App Store. There's no need to start the app yourself, just let the installer take care of all that for you. So the great news is the installer arrived right on time. I was hoping I'd be allowed to record the installation process for you, and the tech had no problems with that. It took less than 10 minutes to complete the install, but to be absolutely fair, it would have taken less than 5 had I not been constantly asking him questions about how it all works. As you can see, I have solar panels, and the Powerpal system is not affected by this in any way. It works flawlessly, as you'll see in the upcoming look at the app. So here, the installer is getting all the required details from my electricity bill. This is so he can enter the rates associated with my account into the Powerpal system. The technician now has my phone and is connecting the app to the sensor. From what I can gather, looking at the recording, my electricity rates seem to have been first entered into the Powerpal system rather than the app. Then the app collects all the data required once the Bluetooth connection is made. You can, however, change this info in the app if you change electricity providers or get a better deal. And I'll show you where to do that later. But for now, let's take a look at how the tech set up the app. Now that the install's been done, let's have a look at the individual components. So that's the sensor. and that's the transmitter. Let's take a closer look at what is essentially the heart of this system, and that is the Powerpal app. Some of the features of the app are still locked on the first day, so I waited a couple of days so I could show you everything. So you can see from what's happening at the moment is that we are not using any power. It is an absolutely gorgeous day, and the amount of energy we're getting from our solar panels is overriding the use of any electrical items we have in the house. So this is the main page of the Powerpal app and pretty much shows you everything you need to know for today's date. And you can progress through previous dates as well. So if we have a quick look now at what we can see, you can see the daily usage so far for today. And as mentioned, it's a beautiful day, so we're currently not using any power, but you can see what we've used from 12 a.m. and that's probably more than likely everything that's on standby in the house, as well as the fridge. You can go to previous days, but you can also see in the graph form which days you used more or less electricity. You can also see your daily spend there on the bottom right. So you have your settings menu in the top left. You can also select what type of graph you would like to use in the top right, as well as your My Energy challenges, guidance and messages in the bottom of the screen. You can take an even closer look at your electricity usage by using your finger on the screen to break the hour up into 15-minute segments. The Powerpal app retains an entire history of your electricity usage, so you can always go back to any individual day and have a closer look. So let's take a closer look around the Powerpal app, and we'll start along the bottom with challenges. This is a reward system for getting friends and family to sign up to Powerpal. You'll get a $5 gift card. It won't take you to Hawaii, but it's certainly better than nothing. The next selection across is guidance. Since I've only had the app for a couple of days, a lot of the functions in this selection are locked, but we'll unlock over time and give you a better overview of your electricity usage. The last selection along the bottom is messages, and this is Powerpal's way of staying in touch and keeping you updated with any information. So let's take a closer look at the way you can read the information presented by the Powerpal app. There are 4 different types of graphs that you can read from. The main one being this one here, and I find it very easy to read and presents all the information in one easy viewing screen. This next one doesn't really do it for me, but each to their own. Some may find this very helpful. Now I quite like this one. A bar graph is pretty easy to read. You can see where you're using more or less power in an easy to read format. And this one here is my favorite because it's very easy to read and will give you a better overview when it comes to trying to cut your daily electricity costs. And last but not least, we have the settings menu. This is probably something you should not be playing with unless you need to change your electricity tariffs. I hope you've found this video helpful if you've been on the fence about getting Powerpal set up at your home. Please consider giving this video a like. It'll make the YouTube algorithm very happy, not to mention put a smile on my face for the work it took to put this all together for you. So if you are a resident of Victoria, Australia, and wondering whether you should get it, I say absolutely. It's free, it's helpful, and could save you hundreds of dollars finding out where you may be wasting power. If you are in other states of Australia, you can either play the waiting game to see if it will become free in your state. However, if you have large electricity bills and you can't quite work out how it's all being used, this could easily recoup the initial outlay and continue to save you money into the future. It's a once you buy it, you own it forever product. But if you're watching from another part of the world and you've made it this far, well, first of all, congratulations. But also, I'm sure there is something available for you, but just under a different name. You may need to just do a Google search for smart meter monitoring systems for your area. I'll leave links on how to sign up to Powerpal in the description, as well as the Facebook link and the Powerpal website. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments section and I'll do my best to provide an answer. Just remember that when it comes to appointment times, you'll need to contact Powerpal themselves. Please consider subscribing if you want to see more money-saving tips like these, and thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.